If you clicked on this video, I assume that in your past you didn't have that much social experience with the people around you. You were usually viewed as the outcast of the group, or in the school setting you were just seen as a weirdo just because you didn't have a lot of common to talk about with the peers around you. Maybe you were that kind of kid who grew up mostly from sitting on his computer or watching stuff on his phone and not really sending messages to people and talking in general on social media. You're always that reserved kid who stood back and didn't talk to anybody in rest periods. You always thought of hanging around with people and just try to be more social, but it never seemed natural to you, and it seemed like it was just so hard to do that you would prefer to just work out or do anything but socialize. And if you ever tried to talk to someone, you would just blank stare at them. A conversation with them would be something like, hey, and just pause. You couldn't make up anything to say or talk to them. They would just look weirded by you. You know what's funny about this? I just described to you probably half of my adolescent life. Because as we already know, the teenage years and the childhood years are the most important one for your development as a person. And if a lot of that wasn't socializing and just interacting with people and bonding with humans in general, you will have a really rough adulthood. And that's why I'm here to help you, because I know that I was just like you and I was very bad at socializing. But after learning from books and trying my best and stepping out of my comfort zone to interact with people and just try to hang out every time I could, I really got a lot of value, and I hope I can give that value to you and help you become a social butterfly. Now, the first thing that I want you to keep in mind is that people are also anxious to talk to new people. So you don't have to worry too much about it, because even though it might be hard for you to initiate a conversation with a stranger, just so you know, it's gonna be a little awkward and weird for them to also talk to a new person, just randomly. That's why I wanted to say this in the beginning, so that you don't have to worry too much about it, because other people are also anxious to meet new people and make connections. I know it might be a little rough for you, but trust me, I've been there, and from my experience to cold approaching strangers and just making new friends in general, I just realized that people are also weirded out about this thing. So you're not the only person here, because just like you, I've always heard on the video the same advice of, don't worry, people don't care that much, haha. But that's actually the truth. You have to experience it in order to believe me. And trust me, after you get that mindset out, you'll feel very good. And after saying that, we're getting straight to the second point, and that is exercise and get yourself out of your comfort zone to talk to new people. You don't need to always go to stranger and start 1 hour conversation just randomly on the street. Just make some observations. You don't have to think too much about it. If you have a small conversation, that's awesome. You've done more than enough. A good rule of thumb that I use is that I want to talk to 2 new people every day. So if there's someone on the grocery store, I'll just ask something, and based on his response, I make an observation, and that's basically it. And if the other person is very interested in what I'm talking, he's gonna try to engage a lot more, and that will lead to a longer conversation. But as I said earlier, you will naturally get better at this by just practicing and keeping in mind the things that I'm gonna mention in this video. The rest is just practice and learning from the mistakes. And not even mistakes. These are better called experiences, because you can't go wrong with talking to someone. So, how do you start a conversation, you ask? Take a quick example. Let's say you are in the first week, so like you don't know anybody. And just imagine you have in a course, you're sitting in the lecture room and some random guy sits next to you. You don't know him, he doesn't know you, and you wanna try to strike a conversation to improve your social skills. You can go and ask just a basic question like, hey, what group are you from? Oh yeah? No, I thought we were from the same group. Oh yeah, so what are you thinking about the uni so far? Small talk like that. And this will go two ways. One, he'll just answer like there are some boring ass questions and wouldn't be interested, in which case you just relax. You didn't need to force him to become your friend or anything like that, and you just move on. Or the next scenario, he seems interested, he answers with some interest in your questions, he mentions some one other two things about himself, and after that you seen that he's interested, you might want to introduce yourself, and after that everything is good and the course ends. You should ask for his social media account or something, I don't know, an IG, and just tell him that this week you're gonna hang out with some guys from the uni and if he's interested. And after you do that, you just got yourself a group friend from the uni that you can go around. It was also, this stuff can be applied with talking to girls too, because there is a difference. You don't hit her up and ask her for a date. You just make some small talk, see if she's interested, and if she is, maybe talk to her that you guys gonna hang out with some other people. The uni friend group that I mentioned earlier. If she's interested, she might also say that she had socialized with a few girls and she might be down that you will bring your boys and she will bring her girls and you will just meet at some place to eat or something. But as well, she might not be interested. Depending on how you approach the conversation, she might be thinking that you're trying to hit on her. It can be good or bad depending on if she likes you or not. Step 3. How do you keep a conversation going? Well, if you watched so far of this video, you probably picked up the trick by now, but if not, I'm gonna tell you right away. You just have to be listening to the other person, and if you realize that he's bringing other subjects to the conversation, you might wanna ask question about that subject, because that makes them feel that you are interested in them. Okay, let's wind up a little bit, and let's say you're still talking to that guy from the uni course. Let's say that he's mentioning that usually when he's bored he plays on his phone and stuff like that. Then you heard that he plays on his phone. You can be like, oh yeah, so what game did you play? So what's that game about? And so on and so forth. You just encourage him to talk about his interest and the stuff that he says. That's very important. And I'm gonna repeat it again. You have to encourage him to talk about his interest. And let's say you also played that game on the phone and you can also mention your experience about it. So you can build also some familiarity with that guy. The pro tip that I'm gonna give you to this step is that you have to seem interested. If the other person thinks that you are just asking questions to be polite, they will be hesitant to respond with all the authenticity and all their interest that they have, because they will just see like talking to a person of authority with you. They won't care that much of your opinion and your presence. Okay guys, so that's the simple 3 steps that will help you become more social and make friends. If you watch so far of this video, I'm sure that you will now be ready to start talking to people and make friends, and just get to that scenario where I told you earlier, where you're gonna go and meet new friends, and you're gonna go with your new friends, your new group with girls and boys, just hanging out, chilling and having fun. I also admire you that you have a person who values social skills and interacting with humans in general, because I'd say that's the most important thing in living your life. Making meaningful connections with people. You know what's better than having social skills? Putting those social skills to use in order to make money online. So I have made specifically for you a guide on how to use your social skills to make content with social media and to make money with that content. Because in this world, the most important thing that you can have is social skills. And those social skills will be put to good use for you to make money. And if you've watched to this part of this video, I'm guessing that you're interested in using those things. So I encourage you to click the link in the description and to get yourself the free guide that I have made. Also, if you are interested in this type of content and want to see more from this channel, I encourage you to like the video and to subscribe so you can receive more stuff like this. Anyway, see you next time and have a great day.